Micah Parsons. A name that has quickly become synonymous with dominance on the field. A force to be reckoned with. A player who makes quarterbacks lose sleep, offensive linemen panic, and fans hold their breath every time he rushes the passer. But right now, Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys are at a crossroads. With his future in Dallas uncertain, the big question on everyone's mind is, will Micah Parsons be a Cowboy for years to come? And what's at stake in this high-stakes contract negotiation? Micah Parsons, the 2021 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, a two-time first-team All-Pro, a four-time Pro Bowler. With a resume like that, you'd expect the Cowboys to be lining up to pay him whatever it takes to lock him up long-term, right? Well, not exactly. Now, let's break this down. Micah Parsons is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and with the 2025 season on the horizon, the Dallas Cowboys are facing a huge decision. As a 25-year-old defensive star, Parsons is about to hit his fifth-year option, meaning the clock is ticking. But here's where things get interesting. The Cowboys have a reputation for waiting to pay their stars until the last possible moment. You might remember how that worked out with quarterback Dak Prescott. He had to hold out for a new deal before finally securing one. And then there was wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, who also held out in 2024 before the Cowboys caved and gave him an extension. Could Micah Parsons be next in line for a holdout? Let's take a deeper look at why Parsons is so valuable to the Cowboys. Heading into 2025, Micah Parsons is coming off a monster 2024 season where he recorded an eye-popping 52.5 sacks, 112 quarterback hits, and 256 tackles. Numbers like that don't come around every day, and that kind of production demands a hefty paycheck. But here's the catch. Parsons is still on his rookie deal for 2025, earning just under $3 million in base salary. That is, until he hits that fifth-year option. After that, he'll be making a jaw-dropping $21.4 million in 2025, but that's just the beginning. In the world of NFL contracts, that's small change for a player of Parsons' caliber. Parsons' impact on the field is undeniable. He's a game-changer, a disruptor. Whether it's rushing the passer, dropping back into coverage, or setting the tone with bone-crushing tackles, Parsons is a defensive weapon unlike any other. But as we've seen with other high-profile players, the Cowboys have a way of dragging their feet when it comes to paying their stars. Now, let's talk about how the Cowboys are handling this situation. Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones recently spoke to Yahoo Sports, and he made it clear that they haven't underestimated Parsons' value. In fact, he had nothing but praise for the young linebacker. He said from the day he walked in the door, he's been one of those guys who, when he's rolling, it's a problem for the other guys. But here's where it gets interesting. Stephen Jones also said, I don't want to get into the details early, but obviously, Micah is an important part of what we're about. And that's key. The Cowboys aren't ready to start negotiating yet, but they know they have a major decision on their hands. They also know the longer they wait, the more expensive Parsons' contract will get. Speaking of price tags, let's talk about the market. The Cowboys may be playing the waiting game with Parsons for a reason. They're watching the market for top defensive players like T.J. Watt from the Pittsburgh Steelers and Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. These players are among the best in the league, and their contracts could set the standard for Parsons' deal. If the Cowboys wait to see how those two players' contracts unfold, they could potentially use those deals to reset the market. Parsons, after all, is just as dominant, if not more so, than these two pass-rushing phenoms. But here's the catch. If they wait too long, they risk another team swooping in and offering Parsons the kind of money he deserves, potentially luring him away from Dallas. So, what does all of this mean for the future of Micah Parsons in Dallas? Will he get paid what he's worth, or will the Cowboys continue their tradition of holding out on star players? And perhaps even more important, how will new head coach Brian Schottenheimer and defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus impact Parsons' future in the Lone Star State? Stephen Jones is optimistic. He believes that new defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus will be able to maximize Parsons' potential. He spoke about Parsons' versatility, how he's a game wrecker, and how moving him around the defense can create mismatches for opposing offenses. Whether it's rushing from the edge or moving inside to create chaos, Parsons is a nightmare for offensive coordinators to game plan against. Eberflus is well aware of this, and he's confident that by creating favorable matchups, he can unleash even more of Parsons' untapped potential. According to Jones, if you can move him around and then not know for sure where he's gonna be, then it can be advantageous for everybody on the defense. In other words, with Eberflus at the helm, expect Parsons to be even more disruptive and dynamic in 2025. So, what does all this mean for the Cowboys' future and the future of Micah Parsons? One thing's for sure, the Dallas Cowboys cannot afford to let this young defensive star slip through their fingers. The stakes are high, not just for Parsons, but for the entire franchise. Can they get the deal done? Can they lock up a player who's arguably the most impactful defensive player in the NFL today? As we head into 2025, all eyes will be on Dallas. Will Micah Parsons continue to wreak havoc for the Cowboys for years to come, or will he walk away for greener pastures? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain, the clock is ticking. Micah Parsons is a once-in-a-generation talent, and the Cowboys know that. But the question remains, will they get the deal done in time, or will they risk losing one of the best defenders in the league? Stay tuned, because this saga is far from over. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on this developing story. What do you think the Cowboys should do with Micah Parsons? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.